Adobe Radio. The future of alternative.
We all know that it's called the bionic, the bomb, the puff, the blow, the black, the herb, the sensi, the chronic, the sweet Mary Jane, ganja, spliff, reefer, the bad, the Buddha, the homegrown, the ill, the Maui Maui, the method, pop, lethal, turbo, Thai, shake, skunk, stress, wacky, weed, blaze, the boot, dime bag, Scooby-Doo, Bob, bogey, backyard boogie.
Woo! It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show. That's yes.
And that's Sasha.
And we are live on Adobe Radio. Live on a Monday night. Oh God, I went to dinner tonight in New York City where weed is legal. I didn't smoke any weed though, but I drank, and alcohol is poison. So for once, I may be a little unprepared for this show.
You are totally prepared. You're a professional. You
Thanks.
got this. You might just be a little tipsy, but you got this, Starseed.
Thanks, Starseed. We are live. That's yes.
And that's Sasha.
And we have been doing this live for very many years. We've been live on the radio for very many years, and you could probably tell that I'm a little wasties, but I try to play it off as best as I can. But sometimes you can't, and when you do live radio, sometimes you can't play it off as best as you wish that you could. But I'm doing my best, and I am here, and I am live with you per the usual, as we do every single Monday. On the Cool Nerd Weed Show, when people ask what our podcast is, first I have to say the show name twice. It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show. What? It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show. Wait, what is it? It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show. I know it doesn't sound normal, but it is the Cool Nerd Weed Show, and that's what we do. And we're not just silly stoners. Even though we are silly stoners, we also give a little bit of information, a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of nerddom to cannabis. It's not just silly stoners talking about munchies, but I mean, it is a lot of that. But we decided to do this show because we wanted all of the information that was out there to be correct from people who are in the biz. We're in the biz. And there are some people who can't tolerate weed. There are some people who don't like weed at all. But there are some people who weed really, really, really helps. And everybody in between. We are for everybody. Even if you can tolerate weed, even if you don't like weed. I've talked to a lot of people. I don't know about you, but my husband dabbles, so he's not, he's not in the biz. And, I mean, he's in showbiz, but not the biz. And he has a very low tolerance. So it's not like and so does my family. So it's not like I'm around it all the time. And people think we are a certain way, Like when I'm late for something, they're like, oh, yeah, you're probably high. But little do they know is we're the most punctual people. And on top of shit people. I think there's misconceptions is what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure. When I got my new job, they asked me, HR asked me, how many times have you been late in the last 6 months? And I said, never.
Never? Like, what?
Yeah.
Just because we smoke weed, we would never, ever be late. I think it's interesting, too. We were talking a little bit before we get into our main chunk of the show. We were talking a little bit about commenting on when people are high or when they look high or not. And I think it's funny, I feel like we're all guilty of it, right? When we see our homie and they're just fucking, half-eyed, sunken in, not responding, looking dehydrated. We're like, You look high. Are you high? But like literally, and we're here to tell you, stop saying that. Stop it. Stop it.
Please.
You know,
Please.
stoners don't think it's funny. It makes us self-conscious. You know, I don't know if you've heard about weed, but it makes you feel paranoid. And it's one of the not the best parts of weed. But it is true. If you tell somebody who is a stoner, even if we're not high, if you're like, you look high, we're like, shit. Is that just who we are?
Really?
I'm not high. I hate when people tell me that, and I'm not high. But for me personally, like I do have to be rocked off my ass to look high. I really do. I'm really good at hiding it. You're not like the best, to be honest.
No, I have all the tells. I have
You have
squinty
resting
eyes.
stoner face. You have RSF.
Totally. Totally. I have squinty eyes. I have permagrin. Like
you do, but that's because you're an all-around good guy.
Yeah, true story. But don't ruin my high or not high by telling me that I'm high.
You look high. Tell me you haven't smoked weed without telling me you haven't smoked weed. That is the worst thing to do to a person who is actually high and also who's not high. Like, let's stop commenting on like that, you know?
Let's make not commenting normalized.
Yeah, because what person who's ever been high ever heard that and been like, oh, I guess I should stop looking high.
Somebody told me to stop sampling, and I was like painfully fucking sober. I just didn't hear them correctly. And, you know, when they told me to stop sampling, I said, never. That's for fucking sure. And then my second reaction was like, bro, I haven't done anything for fucking hours.
Yeah, and, you don't know why somebody looks the way that they look. That just could be the way that we look, you know.
I might just have a fucking permagrin because I love what I do.
Exactly. You might just be happy, or you can't hear as well as others, and it makes you seem high, or... You know,
I'm just smiling and nodding because I didn't really understand.
Yes, and you do that. But I also, like, when I'm tired or I can't hear, like, my eyes are, like, sunken into my face. So people think that I'm high just because my eyes aren't all the way open. You know, I have insomnia. Like, yes, I'm a stoner, but, like, there are a lot of reasons to contribute to the way that I look. So just like a fucking PSA, A of all, stop talking about how people look. You may think it's a compliment. It is. No matter what you say, it's not a compliment. I promise. Unless it's 100% positive. But you look high is never a compliment. Even if we don't mind being high. I love being high, you know. I don't mind any time that I'm high. I'm always high at any time possible. It's usually I'm high. However, so I'm not ashamed of it, but when somebody says you look it or you seem it, then I'm ultra self-conscious. So just a PSA, especially if you're with your stoner friends, don't tell them they look high. Because it's very possible they may not be. And then you just embarrass them for no reason. Just because you wanted to make a little giggle about your stoner friend. We're on top of it. Don't worry. And not everybody is, but if you have some nerd friends like the Cool Nerd Weed Show, we're on top of our game. We're not anything we do that's a mistake is not because we're high. That's another thing. It's like fucking stoners left the laundry in too long. They were so high they didn't even know. No, everybody loses track of time. It's not just your stoner friends.
Homer Simpson smiling politely.
Wait, what's the thing? Billy Corgan, Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, Smashing Pumpkins. Billy Corgan, Smashing Pumpkins. Homer Simpson, smiling politely.
Yes, that is us. So that was just a little minor PSA. But we are going to talk about some random stuff. We have something to correct. I am ashamed. I feel like I am one of those grandmothers who see an AI video and they're like, look at those rabbits jumping on a trampoline. Wow, beautiful nature. And it was AI. That's how I feel about this story. And not for nothing. I have seen, if you didn't send me that article saying it was untrue, I have seen follow-up articles with interviews from people trying to convince me that this was true. But since some media literate, well, you are. Because if you didn't send me this, I probably would have kept on believing it was true.
Yeah.
Just say what I'm talking about. 'Cause it's really disappointing to me.
So last week we reported on a story that the travel agency, a dispensary in New York City, was using carrier pigeons to deliver their cannabis in little tiny backpacks with would hold 1 gram. They would deliver your package to you, your 1 gram pre-roll. And it turns out.
Okay, wait. I just want to say, before you talk about how we were duped, I believed. Well, I was like, is this true? But then when my, the veil of joy was over my eyes, I wanted it to be true. But also, some people were saying this is abuse of animals, whatever. If you are from the East Coast, and especially the New York area and New Jersey, it's not weird to see pigeons as trainable animals. That is how pigeons were utilized. Birds were utilized here on the East Coast. So while this was far-fetched, it didn't seem like it was completely wild because, that's how we used to communicate in the world, was pigeons. I just want to put this out there that,
It
we're
is.
not complete idiots.
It is a classic means of communication. They did it during World War II. Carrier pigeons would send messages across enemy lines. Pigeons have been trained to do all sorts of messaging for a long time. And, we've both lived in New York City and thought this was a fucking great idea. We're like, this is awesome. I'm going to be out on my lanai. I'm going to have my pre-roll delivered for my morning breakfast. And this is going to be awesome. And we're not the only ones who were duped by this article.
No. Okay. So go back and talk about where this comes from. So last week-ish, we talked about this news story that was from the travel agency that was basically, it was that they are training pigeons to, when you say it now, they're training pigeons to go deliver weed to places. And it sounds insane. But I don't know, man. I can see New York being crazy and, commissioning like 20 pigeons, which you can find. There are people who still train pigeons in New York. I've seen them on roofs. I see them corral pigeons. It's not far-fetched. I've seen it.
Even today. Mike Tyson loves his pigeons.
He does, and he is in the weed industry as well.
And even today, if you were to look up, there's still people reposting this story that the travel agency is using carrier pigeons to deliver. So I don't feel bad about this. I don't feel
I'm so
I don't feel
embarrassed.
I don't feel stupid or embarrassed at all. We were just reporting, but they duped us. The travel agency duped us in a publicity stunt. And you know what? Good for them,
Good for
because
them. This is
everybody's
great
talking
marketing.
about it. Yes, it is.
It's super smart. The travel agency does seem like it is like kind of, cutting edge. We talked about the travel agency last week when we talked about this fake story. I haven't seen Dante, but when I do, I'll ask him what he thinks about this. It's very smart marketing. I don't know who thought of it, but whoever thought of it and said this would be really smart to do. What if we had pigeons deliver weed? We would have, and when you go to their website now, their wallpaper of their website is a pigeon with a little backpack on it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, they know what they're doing. It's smart marketing for sure.
They got a little bit of backlash from animal rights activists and animal rights advocates for this, but I don't know if they actually like did the thing with like a ceremonial or like running of the pigeons, like a trial run.
No, I think this was from start
This
to
was
finish
100%
a marketing scheme. I think it was all
fabricated.
made up. Yeah, no, I don't know who thought of it. Whoever did was very smart. Thought of putting out this press release that the travel agency was going to use carrier pigeons to deliver their weed, and they said they wanted it to feel uniquely New York. I think there is something to be said about making weed out here uniquely New York, like adult
Unique
use.
New York.
Unique New York. That's not good for an inebriated person to say. But I think there is something to be said about making weed uniquely New York out here because of the traditional market and because it is difficult to think about like to me when I talk about weed in California, I'm just like there's no comparison. Weed in California is the be all and all, and I think it's like culture, I think it's care. I think people who grow weed and sell weed in California are they take care. They pay attention to what they do. I think people in New York do the same, but I don't think it translates to the traditional or to the legal market just yet. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's difficult to be like, oh yeah, that's that New York shit in the legal market. I don't know if that's true. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody from New York who's listening, please DM us or comment on whatever we post on Instagram. Today is October 13th, 2025. If you would like to, I'd love to talk to you about the market in New York because there are tons of growers in New York. There's tons of weed in New York. The culture of weed is in New York, but the legal culture is a little bit different. And I think it's been a little bit difficult for New York City to catch up with the other legal markets. And I think that this is a very smart way to do it. And the travel agency has been very good at marketing. But, again, it's tough. It's tough in the legal market. And we know that better than a lot of people. So New York will get there. But at the same time, there's an adjustment to the price and the quality and what it's like. And I think marketing is a big way to get through that. In California, gosh, there wasn't some marketing in California, or any place. I'm sure in Colorado you experienced that too, or Washington State, wherever weed went recreational. Back when, I'm sure it was a lot of billboards and multi-state operators, and I'm sure that I know that is what New York is contending with. So whatever you got to do, and the people who were sad about animal rights, like, don't forget, if this was real, I think this would be totally within the limit. The moral compass of animal rights, because pigeons are really domesticated birds here on the northeast part of the United States. of A. So that's why I was like, this, okay, is this real? You know what? Because I just want to choose happiness, I'm going to believe that this is real. It's crazy. I mean, it's crazy in this day and age to put a little backpack on a pigeon and expect it to, like, the comments were like, where does it know where to go? I think a lot of people don't realize how trainable pigeons are, but that's besides the fact. It is fake. The point of this 23 minutes was to say, it's fake. It's not real. It was a marketing ploy, and we fell for it like fucking idiots. You don't feel dumb, but I feel really dumb.
Well, I don't feel
stupid.
I don't feel stupid at all. But you're the only one. Like, I didn't even like question this fucking thing, and you were like, you were the only person.
You could hear it in the beginning of the segment. I was like, wait,
you said, you're like, real? Is this even real? You're like, is this real? And you know, I'm like, this has to be real. Yeah, it's totally cool. Like, this makes total sense. Like, 1G delivery, 1 gram. Delivered 1 gram at a time.
Embarrassed. I don't know why. I do feel. I don't think. Obviously, we're not the only ones. The New York Post picked it up, but I do feel like it is. It's tough in this day and age to know.
There's people even today, in today's time, right now, that are reposting this article and saying, "Yeah, fucking pigeons delivering weed in New York City." So you shouldn't feel bad that the travel agency duped us.
I know. I just like to be ahead of it, and we weren't, and we weren't. We were had, and I guess that is good marketing. That's good. That is good marketing. You deserve my business. If you had me like that. No, the travel agency, I'm sure, sells good weed. We got some weed from there, right? When we went?
Yeah, we did. We picked up a blunt, and they have the terpene sniffing station, and it's very well curated. It's very cool. The travel agency.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking, you're in Midtown Manhattan. This shit's fucking hella expensive.
Mm-hmm.
When people from New York come out to LA and they're like, oh, vapes are like half price here.
Yeah, if you're coming from the East Coast to the West Coast, you will be happy.
Yeah.
But, if you're in the West Coast and you've been dealing with the West Coast, I guess you're not as happy. But yeah, if you're coming from the East Coast, weed on the West Coast is moderately priced compared to what it is here. It's pretty fixed here, which is it is crazy. The prices and the taxes and the quality. So as far-fetched as it did seem, adult use weed knows no bounds. But we retract our information about carrier pigeons.
As true journalists here on the Cool Nerd Weed Show, we retract.
We have integrity.
Our endorsement. Yes, we have integrity, and we retract. And we were in fact duped by the travel agency.
But good on you, the travel agency. Keep it up. We love your work. But God damn it. I'm glad you don't feel dumb. And I'm glad a lot of people don't feel dumb, but I do feel like
you were really bummed.
I was.
You were really bummed.
No.
You were like, oh, we need to go on and do a live and do a retraction right now. This is unacceptable to the Cool Nerd Weeds
we look
show
like fools.
Journalism integrity. You're like, we're fools.
I did see that. I was like, we look like fucking idiots, but we don't. It was a lot of people. A lot of other people were duped, but at the same time, We are the nerds. So we should know better. But you know what? I think it's because of how ridiculous the world has been in the last year or so that, like, I don't know. I think I was
Yeah,
A, reaching for something to be excited about, and B, like, I'll believe anything pretty
we're
much.
we're totally desensitized to the frivolity of the fucking world that's happening right now. You know, we're 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 like susceptible to all of the crazy. You're like, oh, that just doesn't even sound that crazy.
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
Like,
after
all
everything
right,
else that's going
I
on in the
guess.
fucking world, you're like, yeah, cool. Yeah. Carrier pigeons, cool. Drop me off an 8th. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm like, cool. Awesome. Do I tip? So
Do I
yeah, I
tip-
didn't
do I
even
have to tip
think
the
about
bird?
the logistics of how to pay. I didn't think about anything. I was just like, you know what? If this is real, then
Do
have at
I
it.
do I tuck a little 20 in the bird's backpack?
Do they know if I tipped on credit card? What do I give them? So yeah, if you see anything about this online, because you're right, it's still happening like today. And you can tell now it's like the kind of like hired actors to do like a commercial. And it's fun.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like absolute. Like if they showed like this and they were like, oh, there's a carrier pigeon, I would be like, ha, that's funny. Maybe I'll go to the dispensary, but I don't think I would have believed it. Today, because of the desperate time, this is how you know in America we are not doing great. We
Really?
believe this jazz, but it is a retraction. There are no carrier pigeons carrying around weed to the greater tri-state area, and that's a shame, but you know, what are you gonna do?
What can you do?
What can you do? We're gonna take a break, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk about something else.
We sure are.
Target, I guess. Right?
New Jersey or Target?
Yes. No, New Jersey. No. We're gonna talk about New Jersey. Okay. We will be right back.
The nerds will be right back. It's never too late to join the sesh. We salute you, the United States of cannabis, under all 50 strains. One pre-roll, under bomb. It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show.
Yeah. And we're back.
And we're back.
That's TS.
And that's Sasha.
And we are the Cool Nerd Weed Show, live on Monday night. Today is October 13th, 2025. If you're listening in the future, which presumably you are, thanks. If you're listening in the past, then that's cool. I don't know how you did that, but that's cool. I hope we're okay. If you're listening to us in the future, maybe this is something you found as an alien 50,000 years from now, and you're listening to this artifact of Earth on 2025. Just know we tried our best.
I've been putting these on gold CDs and sending them into space and burying them in Griffith Park as well.
We need herd media. We do. If you, I'm watching Paradise right now. When the extinction level event happens, you need hard media. So I'll be leaving hard drives, floppy disks.
Thumb drives.
I'll leave a trail of floppy disks up and down the interstate, and you'll know. You'll know.
There is one thumb drive with 30 teras of Cool Nerd Weed shows on it.
And that you'll know that's us, and you'll know the latest and greatest in cannabis news, and also activisms, and that's what we do. We're not just silly billies. We are silly billies, but we do want you to know honest weed news, not just pro weed news. Even though most of it is pro, we do want you to know like real stuff and stigma stuff that is important. But now, well, this is interesting, and I don't really know what to make of
Yeah,
it. Maybe you can help me. I played the United States of Cannabis drop there because, so I've been here in New Jersey for a few months, and I'll probably be here throughout the end of the year. I will stand by that. I feel like California weed is the best weed, even over traditional New York weed. Trust me, I have seen the top of the mountain, and it is good. But at the same time, I do feel like New Jersey and New York like kind of knows what they're doing, and they know what good weed is. So I think the effort is there. But what I have noticed, and this could be on purpose, but you tell me, that, but I also noticed this in California too. Like the last year or so, my weed has been burned, and this is legal weed. This is not traditional market weed. This is weed that I bought with taxes on it. My taxed weed has been burning very, very quickly. Cleanly, I mean, white ashes mostly, but you know how much I smoke, like, you obviously. So,
yeah.
like, I go through about a quarter a week-ish. It now, since I've been in New Jersey, it's been a quarter every, like, 3 days. That doesn't seem right, right?
No, that doesn't seem right. There's a lot of factors that go into this, and it's interesting that you say, Sasha, that you're not the only one that is reporting that your New Jersey cannabis and even New York is burning faster. New Jersey has very stringent laws as to what can be consumed, like as far as like harvest dates, packaging dates, moisture content, and also the sell by date is a lot more stringent than even California. So like there's like moisture content, sell by date, like it's 6 months for New Jersey right now.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of factors that actually go into it. And should we, you want to, okay, so is it when, Sasha, when you, such as, when you
like,
are,
like such as,
and such as Sasha, are when, do you happen to have any of your cannabis purchases nearby so that we can look at manufacture dates, sell dates, harvest dates? Okay. All right. Okay. So what do you have there? You have like a pre-roll?
I do. Yeah, I have a pre-roll that I saved for today by Garden Greens.
Okay.
And this is a Jersey distributor. They distribute, I think, multi-state. I think you can find a multi-state in Garden Greens, but this right now is Garden Greens for Garden Greens. And they distribute as well. Yeah, and these are 2 Dante Inferno pre-rolls.
Okay. Okay. So we got Dante's Inferno pre-rolls, and is there a packaging date or a harvest date on those pre-rolls?
Yes. There is a harvest date.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, and you'll find this on a lot of adult use. If you go into a dispensary that has a license, they in any state, any state that this is legal, one of the things, maybe just like one state I've been to that I haven't seen this, but you will see the harvest by date. And I like that. I think that's good because you can tell when something is old.
It's
old weed sucks. Facts. Like weed has an expiration in many ways.
All of these dates are very important. Harvesting and packaging dates are very important when you're consuming cannabis.
So the harvest date of what I'm smoking right now is July 7/22/25. It is 10/13/25.
Okay.
So this is fairly new, but this is a pre-roll.
Okay. So harvest date is within 4 months right now.
Yes. Yes.
So
the use by date. Well, the use by date is a little, it's like it's March of next year. Like, yeah, obviously you can use this by March of next year, but
for sure. I mean, most places have like a 1 year,
yeah,
a 1 year date, but that's interesting because the information I have here on New Jersey says that New Jersey has a 6 month date on
for their use by.
For their use by. So
yeah,
I mean,
that's
it's like it's still within that date, but I thought that 6 month was. I mean, it's a good sort of rule of thumb, but like a year is like not unreasonable.
And I do feel like my pre-rolls haven't gone as fast as my loose weed. I don't know if that's true or not, but I feel like the pre-rolls that you can get here they last a little bit longer. Maybe do
you have any flower?
Loose weed? Yeah. Do you want me to go get it?
Flower nearby?
No, it's downstairs. Do you want me to go get it? Can you talk for 3 minutes?
Yeah,
no,
for 3 minutes.
No, that's so long. It won't be 3 minutes. Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. Okay.
Sure. No problem. I'm going to filibuster right now about the importance of, cannabis has a use by date. And to be perfectly honest, 90 days is probably the best, like the freshness. If you were to have like a loaf of bread, you're not going to want it past its prime. So 90 days is probably a good number. 6 months, yeah, it's not bad when you're talking about cannabis. 1 year, not terrible. And it's none of this cannabis that's old is going to hurt you as long as it's been properly cured and stored. But with that being said, your optimum freshness is probably within the 90-day window.
Okay.
Thank you.
So here's the loose flower from New Jersey.
Okay.
This is Dante's Inferno. And okay, the harvest date was 6/23/25. And the use,
all right.
Yeah. So it's not far from the pre-roll. And the use by date is 2/3/26. So, and I got this like a few days ago. So that is one loose flower.
One, and it's a year. Oh, nice. You got the Wonder Bread. Sweet.
So I got juicy fruit. And this is it's about June. July is the harvest by date for right now.
Okay, so it's giving a 1 year date.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I was given some wrong information here with an actual like use by date.
But I feel like the use by date here is a little liberal. Like Something that was harvested in June, if you had told me that of January of next year, I'd be like,
So okay, so June. Oh, so January. So June is the 6th. So January, yeah, that's correct. So so New Jersey does have a 6-month window for freshness. Okay, I can respect that. A year is okay. It's not going to kill you, and it's not the potency is not going to wane that much. It might, like, your THC might turn to like CBN.
Really?
Over time, but and it might be a little heavier, but it's not bad. But so okay, so we have established that New Jersey does have a 6-month freshness date.
Yeah, I mean, things burning fast, I feel like you would attribute to like older, drier weed, and that is clearly not the issue.
Yeah, there's other factors at play with burning fast. It's curing.
Well, what do you think they're curing it with that's making it? I mean, it is. I feel like it's burning really fast.
When you're smoking that Wonder Bread, you smoking that Wonder Bread now?
No, this is a pre-roll.
Okay, it's pre-roll. Okay, so
but it is burning fast.
It's burning fast. It's the curing process is important. Like, if you cure too fast, it's too dry, that could contribute to burning too fast, and you're using too much. It's like the quality of cure, the moisture content, packaging. I think most things, I don't know, Sasha, let me know. Are there things in glass jars, or is it mostly like Mylar bags?
I think it's mostly these Mylar bags.
Okay, Mylar
but there have been some jars in my life that have gotten here. I think it's 50-50.
50-50. Okay, so Mylar's actually, and people were sort of mad at Mylar when it came out, but Mylar actually, like, once the Mylar is sealed, it's sealed.
Right.
And it's going to stay, the moisture content's going to stay as is.
Okay. So okay.
So if it's not cured properly or cured too fast and it's a little drier going in, then even in the Mylar bag, it's going to be, it is what it is. So by the time it gets to the consumer, it's going to be either properly cured one way or another, or slightly drier. It all depends on the manufacturer, I think.
Maybe it is just a matter of every harvest, like, is harvested. Like things are more consistent than they ever were because of a regulated market. So you can't just be like willy-nilly growing weed. There is a kind of a batch, and that batch either is or it isn't. And I kind of feel like however we're curing it, or whenever we're curing it nowadays, is contributing to it burning really fast.
Yeah,
but I don't know what other way you would do it.
No, like,
I can't blame them.
You're right. You're right. The cure is super fucking important, and it gets lost. It gets lost on, like, these gigantic commercial grows. It's really important.
Grows.
Yeah, all the multi-state operators, everybody, like, they don't. It's just about a time frame and a number for them. But proper curing is where everything goes wrong every time. So, with that being said, it's probably in the cure process.
Yeah, I think so too. And I don't see any sort of fix for it. If you feel like you're smoking your weed in a legal state, especially a newly legal state, and it's burning fast, I mean, that's probably, it does seem suspicious, but I think it's more so that like quick curing process that does yield good weed, but it also cuts corners on the quality of smoke you're getting. But it does yield high THC percentages. So I don't know how you combat that. It just does seem like, and it's not just me that's noticing, that weed is just burning so fast in the legal market out here. And I don't know, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's like, I don't think it's done completely purposely. I just think it helps the way it's done. I think they're like, oh yeah, and that like will make it burn faster too, and people will buy more. But I do think it's like the way, I don't know the exact science of it, but I feel like the way they're curing it is yielding higher percentages and then also burning faster, so it's yielding more profits.
Yeah, because there's no love in commercial cannabis.
Damn. That's so sad. It's so sad. How are you supposed to tell people that like you want weed for all, but commercial cannabis like bums you out? It's hard to square that circle as a cannabis activist. We have it so hard. All right, we're gonna take a break and then come back and spend not enough time on the subject that we want to talk about. But we are going to take a quick break and come back and talk about some serious stuff about weed. We'll be right back.
The final Huff and Puff with TS and Sasha.
And we're back.
We're back.
Yes.
And that's Sasha.
What was it? What were you showing?
Oh, I was I'm not smoking, but I'm drinking a bodega drink.
Oh, nice. A cannabis infused beverage.
Yes.
And we
25 milligrams.
So this is serious biz though. So we remember Brittany Griner and the issue that she faced over in the Soviets with a CBD pen. This is in Indonesia, which if you're going to Asia, just please, I know it's hard, but if you're going to Asia, please don't bring weed. Please.
Yeah.
It's not fair. It's not right. It doesn't make sense, and it's stupid. But international cases of cannabis, please, for whatever reason, a lot of countries still, if not most, still do not like you traveling with weed. So if you're going for any reason, whether it's work or school, please don't bring weed. Please don't bring weed. Wherever you're going, do not bring weed. So a basketball player from here in these United States went over to Indonesia. He actually played for the Indonesian Basketball League for a while now. He's been with the league for a couple years and secured them. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, Jared Shaw, 35-year-old Texan, plays with the international basketball team in Indonesia, was arrested in May by the Indonesian law enforcement for receiving over 100 cannabis gummies. Now, Jared Shaw uses these cannabis gummies for a medical condition, Crohn's disease. that there's no fucking cure for Crohn's disease
No,
except
a lot of people find relief from
Yes.
cannabis for Crohn's, for sure.
absolutely. There's no medicine except for cannabis that actually relieves Crohn's disease symptoms. So, Jared Shaw receives an order of gummies in Jakarta.
Mm-hmm.
And because cannabis is illegal, he is arrested. And the crazy fucking part is that because it's not just cannabis, he's arrested on the weight of the gummies because they're cannabis. Because the gummies weigh almost a kilo. So Jared Shaw is being charged with a kilo of cannabis possession in Indonesia, which either carries like capital punishment, which is the fucking death penalty, or 20 years to life in prison. And this is fucked up. Not only. Go ahead.
No, you.
This is fucked up because not only was cannabis legal in Indonesia and grown and used domestically as medicine, but the only reason that it's currently illegal is because the Dutch colonizers who colonized Indonesia decided that it was going to be illegal at one point in time.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
there's so much that is fucked up about this from beginning to end. It is pretty crazy how they're going about this. I don't know. I mean, again, if you're going to Asia, just please, anywhere in Asia, anywhere, they have a no tolerance policy on weed. Whether it's right, whether it's wrong, we don't really get to have an opinion on that. It's not our region. And while I believe weed should not be criminalized in this way, you should not be facing the death penalty because you have some fucking candy on you for relief for your severe stomach pain so that you can win money to bring tourism to the country you're at, while you're also being abandoned by the country you're from. Here, the United States, just like Brittany Griner was. Again, layers on layers of things that are wrong with this. It is not here. So the law is the law where you're at. And I can't say, while I believe, yeah, you should be able to carry weed fucking all over the place. Bring it on ships, bring it on planes, in cars, and all the automobiles. It's not. It's illegal some places. And in fact, banned in some places. And as much relief as we find from it, and as difficult as it is to travel without it, there are some places like Indonesia, like Russia, like Japan, where weed is zero tolerance. And it is not worth it. Being sick as a dog, unfortunately, is the side effect of what you have to deal with weed being as stigmatized and illegal as it is in other places. But it is not worth being detained in a different country than where you're from. This guy's really going through it. Jared is really going through it. And I hope that the Donald Trump administration will do the right thing and demand that he is sent home without hesitation and or delay. But I don't know. We don't know what is happening there. We don't know whether if it's on Trump's radar, but hopefully it is, and he can get him home this is a superstar. So we don't want him to be gone for any longer. This is torture for him and for his family. So some weed, it shouldn't be doing that to him. However, we must respect international law and the law of other places other than ours. I'm not saying that he deserves this at all, but I am saying that if you are going to Indonesia, do not bring weed. And I'm saying that I want Jared to be brought home, and I want him to learn and know that, like, even though he has Crohn's and he suffers, that some people aren't as knowledgeable as weed. Some regions aren't as knowledgeable. Some things aren't as caught up to. And he's from Texas too, so it's not like he's from a liberal, acceptable state. So it's unfortunate that he's suffering for relief. It's unfortunate. He found relief in gummies, and now he's suffering in jail. That's pretty horrible. So this is, we want you to know his name. We want you to look up Jared Shah, 2 R's, and Jared. He's held in Indonesia. Call whoever you can call. Let's try to get him home. Let's try to talk about awareness of people who are suffering with unlawful or unfair cannabis detainment. It is a sad state of affairs, and it still happens all around the world. We can have a whole podcast about it, and it still will be happening. We're over time, so we will be ending the show on that happy note. That's why we're here. We're here to let you know that weed is not a death penalty offense, and the people who are in jail forever for weed and being detained overseas for weed are unfairly being detained and kept away from their families. And that's why we do this podcast, is to let you know that there's nothing to be afraid of with weed and with cannabis, and you can be silly and you can be serious at the same time with weed. Bring Jared Shah home, justice for Jared Shah. And you have a couple things that you say at the end of the show that I think you should keep saying.
Go Dodgers, fuck ICE, fuck Donald Trump, and don't panic.
It's organic.
Give it up for Adobe, everybody.